Am I live? I had major malfunctions today, guys. I apologize. We're getting a weird rolling start today, like always. Let's see if that should be able to still hear me. How's everybody doing out there? All right, today we are in for a core stability session. Good morning. What's core stability? Well, it's mostly stability which requires core. As I mentioned the other day, your core is not just your abdomen. Your core is all of the muscles that you use to reach and move your feet and your legs and your arms and your hands to different places and grab different things, pull things towards you, push things away from you. All of that involves core. So we're going to focus on core stability, which is your ability to move your body in space while standing on one leg, or some weird plank variations. It's going to be challenging to say the least, and hopefully it's going to be a little bit of fun too. All right, weird rolling start today because literally like 4 minutes before we went live, like everything started going haywire and going wrong. My Wi-Fi went down. I had to feed the tiny diamond, my little daughter, and get her ready for her virtual school day. So I feel scattered. Maybe you do too, and maybe you feel tired, and maybe you feel sore, and maybe you're like, why don't we just get a drink instead? Nobody gets it more than I do. But if we roll out the mat, and if we do some work, we're gonna feel better right away. So step your feet nice and wide apart. Turn your right foot out. Bend your right knee. Once, twice, 3 times. Switch your feet. Left knee bends once, twice. 3 is the magic number. I learned that on Schoolhouse Rock. Turn your left foot in and hinge forward. You're going to need a block for your class today. And if you don't have a yoga block, you'll get by. Trust me, you'll be fine. And you might want to have like a chair nearby. Because like I said, we're going to focus a lot on balancing today. And sometimes you just need to grab onto a chair. Bend your knees, shift your hips from side to side. You can't do it wrong. You can't go too deep, and you can't go too fast. It's really just a question of what feels right in your body today. Where do you need to pause? And then rise up to center. We're going to turn to the short edge of the mat at the top. Point your toes straight forward. Let's go through a quick sun salutation just to get the blood pumping, get the body loosened up, lubricate the joints. Reach your hands up in the air, take a deep breath. Exhale, hinge forward and touch the floor. Lift your left leg into the air. And as you exhale, step back. Reach both hands up into the air. And just hold your lunge for a moment. You can push into the back heel and lift it up. I like to really play with my feet when I'm in yoga poses. So you might try lifting and lowering your back heel. Alternately, you could also try pressing the back heel down, lifting the front heel up, placing the front heel down, lifting the back heel up, and just sort of challenging those neuromuscular connections that you would use to sort of rub your head and pat your tummy kind of thing. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, plant your hands, step back, touch your chest to the floor, and push up. Press back, lift your right leg into the air, and step forward again. Reach your right hand up, rotate your chest to the right, look up at your thumb, take a deep breath in, plant that right hand, step the left foot forward, hands on the knees, pull the chest forward, breathe in, touch the floor, look behind you, push into your heels. Rise up. Let's do the other side. Exhale, fold forward. Lift the right leg and step it back. Reach both hands up into the air. Anjaneyasana. High lunge position, crescent lunge. It's got a lot of names, most yoga poses do. It's not the name that's important. It's not even the look. It's not even the photograph that you would see in a yoga book. It's how it feels in your body. Again, play around with that back heel. Lift and lower it. Just starting to create some range of motion in the ankle, the hallux joint, and also stretching the calf. Alternatively, you can lift the front heel when the back heel goes down. And when you plant the front heel, lift the back one. Right heel down, left heel up, left heel down, right heel up. And just play around with that for a minute. And all of that is just lots of little switches that we're turning on muscle fibers. Plant the hands, step back, chest to the floor, push up, press back, left leg lifts. And we step through. Reach your left hand up. Your low lunge twist, one of the best yoga poses you can do. So many benefits. It works across so many lines in the body. Take a deep breath here. Reach down. Step to the top. Hands on the knees. Pull the chest forward so your back is flat like a tabletop. And then touch the floor. Look behind you and push into your heels. Rise up. Let's go full speed. Exhale, fold forward. Remember, full speed is not high speed. Lift your left leg, breathe in. Exhale, step back. Reach both hands up, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back. Touch your chest to the floor. Push and press. Right leg lifts. Exhale, step. Right hand reaches up, breathe in. Reach down, step to the top. Hands on the knees. Back is flat, heart goes forward. Exhale, hands to the floor. Press into the heels, look at the back edge of your mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Right leg lifts. And we step back. Reach both hands high. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back. Chest to the floor. Push. And press, left leg lifts. Inhale. Exhale, step. Left hand reaches up. Breathe in. Reach down, step forward. Half lift, inhale. Touch the floor, look behind you, push into your heels. Rise up. New set. Exhale, fold forward. Left leg lifts. Exhale it back. Reach both hands up, breathe in. Plant your hands, step back, chest to the floor. Push up. Press back, right leg lifts. Exhale, step. Reach right hand high, breathe in. Reach down, step forward. Inhale, hands on knees, heart goes forward. Exhale, touch the floor, press into the heels, look behind you. Rise up. Last one, guys. I feel better already. Exhale, fold forward. Right leg lifts. Exhale it back. Reach both hands up. Exhale, both hands down. Step back, chest touches the floor. Push, press. Left leg lifts, breathe in. Exhale, step. Left hand reaches up. Reach down, step to the top. Half lift, hands on knees, heart forward. Exhale, touch the mat, push in the heels, look behind you. Rise up. Woo! Hands at the heart. Turn to your right and step your right foot back. And let's go back into hip open, okay? Let's start to work on coming on to one foot with control. Hello, Monica. Thanks for joining us today, dear. All right, so we're going to bind the hands behind us. Looks like this. Okay? Not soldier at attention. Bind your hands and just press your thumbs against your tailbone. And we're in a right foot out orientation. That's a warrior two stance. Lean over your right leg and look at the floor in front of the short edge of your mat and lift your left leg up. Bend your right knee and step back as soft as you can. Now, what's important here is to try to land on this back foot again as soft as you can. So I want you to imagine that's a carton of eggs right there under your left foot. You want to try to step onto that carton without breaking any eggs. It takes power to be graceful. Okay? We're going to do that 5 times. Ready? Lift the leg, bend the knee, and plant that big toe as soft as you can and push back. Come forward, lift the left leg up as high as you can, point the big toe, bend the right knee, plant the left foot as soft as you can, and push back. Come forward, lift the leg, bend the knee, plant the left foot as soft as you can every time. Last one, come forward and lift. Hold it here. Now try to pull your knuckles towards your left heel. Bend your left knee and see if you can get the heel to touch the knuckles. Straighten your leg. Bend your right knee, step as soft as you can, and rise up. Takes power to be graceful. Turn your right foot in, turn your left foot out. Same thing, other side, 5 times. Bind your hands behind you, your thumb knuckles, they're pressing into that area of your butt where you're kind of like, hey, well, wait a minute, hold on. But you don't, unless you're doing some really unauthorized yoga, all right? Ready? 5 times, here we go. Lean over the left leg. Keep leaning, try to pick up your foot without pushing off of it. Lift the right ankle, point the right big toe, bend your left knee. Lower your right foot, search for that carton of eggs, and step onto it soft. Straighten the left leg. Come forward and lift. Keep the chest turned open, lift the ankle, point the big toe, soften the left knee, lower the right foot slowly. Step back soft, push, come forward. This is number 3, I think, if I can count. Point your big toe, pull your chest forward, and step back as soft as you can. Little tricky on my balance there. Not everyone's going to be perfect. That's the idea. Come forward. Whoa. Left foot is going to rock like a boat in the water, right? We're not trying to stop it from moving. Bend your knee and step back. It's one of the things we really want to talk about today as far as stability goes. Last one, lunge into the left knee, pick up the right foot, and lift. Oh! Bend the knee. So I'm a lot less stable on my left leg today. And turn the foot in. And now I know that. Hands in front of the heart. Bend the knees, turn the toes out so you're in more of a goddess or a horse position. That's why it's called horse position. I don't know why it's called goddess position. I have not once felt like a goddess when I do this pose, but you know, whatever. So what I want you to do is grab a hold of your thighs and try to push your knees over your big toes. Hands at heart. Slide the heels back out slightly. Bend the right knee. We're going to carefully just keep pushing the knee over the toes. Lift the right heel. Maybe you can sit all the way down. Maybe that's too tough. Maybe you need to hold on to a block or a chair. I don't know. And then push. Other side. Your left foot's turned out slightly. Doesn't have to point straight forward. It's going to be a lot easier on that ankle if you allow the foot to turn out. And then try to push your knee over your toes. Knee goes over the toes. And then the heel lifts, and we take it down as much as we can. And then push to rise. Nice work. Now we want to go back and do a little bit of lunging position. So we're going to step the right foot back to the top of the space. And here we are. Reach up, breathe in. Hinge forward, breathe out. Left leg lifts, breathe in. Exhale, step it back. Reach both hands up. Slide thumbs over the ears. Now, if your hair is loose, it just feels like you're trying to grab your hair and pull it back out of your eyes. And your elbows hug in towards your face instead of splaying out away from you, all right? So not only do you want to be able to see your elbows in your peripheral vision, you want to see them in your direct vision, but they don't have to touch. Now, look up. Lift the left heel, lunge into the right knee, pull the right hip back, and then lift the right heel if you can. So you're on the balls of both feet. Press the heart to the ceiling with the spine. And release. Hands come to the chest, thumbs touch the sternum, the heart leans forward and twist to the right. Keep the elbow off the knee. And then slowly straighten right leg and bend left leg. So you're pushing your butt towards the back edge of your mat and you're keeping it low. Keep rotating. Keep the ball of your right foot on the floor and keep the big toe of your right foot on the floor. Lift the left heel. Push your groin back. Untwist. Wah! Knee down. See? I want to teach you yoga, but I want you to also understand this is me practicing. And it's never perfect. Toe heel the right foot out. We got to dig into these hips, so grab your shovel and take your hands and just walk them forward. And that would be the first step towards elbows down. This is a lot for the hips, and I have pretty available hips. I have the things that I struggle with and the things that come a little bit easier to me. And the hips is not the most challenging thing for me. But I understand that I'm a little bit unusual in that case, especially for a dude. You can push back and pull forward. Movement stimulates blood flow. Oxygenated blood that is flowing to your muscles creates healing. It restores, repairs, replaces. Come back onto your hands. We're going to take left foot back, up into the air, and you can walk your hands back 2 or 3 inches. I definitely recommend that. Start to turn your left foot right and see if you can't get the left heel on the floor. Leave that right hand on the floor and just lift your right knee like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. And then once your hips are as high as you can and your knee is as high as you can, if you can take your right hand off the floor, place it on the outside of your right knee and push your hand to the right. Release. And now when we plant that right hand, you're going to hate this, by the way. Lift that left heel. Bring right knee to right elbow. And reach left hand left. Plant the hand, lift the right leg. Exhale, step forward. You are so welcome. Reach both hands up into the air. If that sucked a lot, you're welcome. And it sucked for me, but you know who loved it? My future self. My future self loved it. Reach out, lean forward. Lift the left foot. Lift those hands, lift those arms so you can't see them. Look at the floor in front of your mat. Bend your right knee. Straighten it. Bend your right knee. Straighten it. Keep the left leg straight, guys. Press through the heel and the big toe. Really active left leg, bend the right knee. Straighten it. One more times, bend the right knee. One more times. Times is time. Lift your right heel. I'm getting delirious from the burning in my butt. And rise up and step forward. Oh, we need a stretch right there. Right ankle to left thigh. Squat down. You know where we're going, don't you? Oh yeah, we're going to standing half lotus. What's that guy say? I'm the mayor of Flavortown. Some guy says that. Leave me a comment if you know. Going to Flavortown. I'm the mayor of Flavortown. I'm the mayor of your asses on fire town. Plant your right foot. Reach your hands up in the air. Welcome to town. Exhale, fold forward. Lift your right leg and step back. Reach both hands up into the air. Because if I had put on the card, like your ass on fire, no one's doing this video. So I put like core stability or something really tricky. Elbows are close, not wide, they're in, okay? Look up. Rest your head on your hands instead of pushing your head into your hands. Push the heart to the ceiling with the spine. Lift the right heel. Lunge into the left knee, but pull the left hip back. If you can, lift your left heel. Keep your breath moving. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're expending energy and challenging yourself, you're doing great. Release. Plant the left heel. Bring your hands in front of your chest. Our twist is next. Lean forward. Thumbs touch the sternum. Heart hovers over the left knee and then turns to the left. You don't have to twist as much as you can. That's not the idea here. The idea is to keep your hips level. And that's why we're going to push back, straighten the left leg, bend the right knee, lift the right heel. You want to feel your groin going back, your butt trying to stretch, your pants. You're trying to slide your mat out from underneath your right foot by pushing your left foot forward, and that pushes you back. And it keeps your hips level while your chest turns. And untwist. Oh, that sucked a lot. Plant your hands. Draw your left leg up into the air. Walk your hands back 2 or 3 inches. Turn the right heel out, the right toes in to the left until your right heel is flat on the floor. Keep your left hand on the floor while you push your hips away from the floor so that a big dog that sheds could walk under you without getting hair on your cute yoga outfit. When your hips are high, lift the left knee high, and then maybe take the left hand off the floor. Fingers touch the outside of the left knee, and your knee pushes your hand back to the right. Release. Plant the left hand. Come forward, left knee to elbow, and right hand reaches right. Release. Plant the hand, lift the leg. Step forward as you exhale. Reach up. See, we fought past that, fuck it, let's just start day drinking moment, right? Let's just lie on the couch and catch the next episode of that show we're binging on Netflix. All right. Oh, butt cheek and fuego. Reach your hands out. I don't speak much Spanish, but I know my ass is on fire. Lean forward. And lift the right leg. Bend the left knee. Straighten it. Bend the left knee. Straighten it. Bend. Oh, my butt hurts so bad right now. Straighten it. Bend the knee, lift the heel. And release. Step. Oh my God. And cross. Yeah, that was... I'm sorry you had to see that. I'm not sorry you had to do it. I'm just sorry you had to watch a guy in his 50s do it. And I want to cry a little bit. I want my stuffed animals, and I want to cry a little bit. Push your butt against your pants, lift your knee. Oh, get after that stretch. Ah, release. Oh, seriously, man, that sucks so bad. Ah. Whew. How we doing? Everybody okay? Yeah. Yeah. Step your right foot back. And we're back here in our long side. Right foot turns out. Now here's where you might want to, because your muscles are definitely going to fatigue. We want them to fatigue. We don't want to go to failure, okay? So if your muscles go to failure, back off, take one out of those 5 or 2 out of those 5 off. Place your block in front of the short edge of your mat, the back edge. Point your foot at the block. If you need it, maybe you don't. And remember when we practiced, right? Coming forward and lifting. I hope you remember that. Kelly said, Guy Fieri says Flavor Town or something. Good job, Kelly. Now put your phone down. We're about to do some serious shit. You guys ready? I thought you were. Reach over the short edge of your mat. Flip your right palm up. Lift your left leg into the air. Reach your left hand straight to the sky. Lift the hand, reach it forward like you're trying to give your best buddy a beer or something they would really love. Here you go. Now, bend your right knee and straighten it. Bend your left knee and draw it forward. Straighten your left leg, bend your right knee. Straighten your right leg, bend your left. Straighten your left, bend your right. Keep your right bent, bend your left. And place hand on the outside of the knee. Reach down to touch your right big toe with your right index finger. Pull your groin back, your heart forward. Push your left hand into the air with your left knee. Keep your butt low, your groin back, and release. Step back as soft as you can. Turn your right foot in, left foot out. You know when I pause like that and look awkwardly at the camera? It's because I'm about to pass out. Not a lot, but just a little bit. You ever start to get those little sparklies in your eyes and you're like, woo! Reach forward. Grab your block if you need it. Reach forward. This weight of your arm will help you lift this right leg. Now, if you need to, that left hand goes to the floor, block, or a chair. If you can reach forward, do that. Right hand reaches up. Point the right big toe. Bend the left knee. Straighten the left leg. Draw your right knee towards your chest. Straighten your right leg. Bend your left knee. Straighten your left leg. Bend your right knee. Straighten your right leg. Bend your left. Let's do one more. Straighten the left. Bend the right. Straighten the right. Bend the left. and bend the right. And your right hand, whoa, can he maintain, ladies and gentlemen? Right hand to the knee, left index finger to the big toe. Both knees are bent, the knees are going forward, the groin's going back. Push your right hand into the air and rise up and step back. Oh, yeah. Whew. Feet out, hands down. Bend your knees, move around side to side. Oh, I'm glad that's over. I'm super duper glad that's over. All right, we're coming into a gate position. So you're going to step your left foot back, lower your left knee down. Rise up, look for your screen. Your legs should be in what's called the gate position. One knee down, one foot out. We would get a great lateral stretch if we reached over right foot with left hand. We're going to do something a little bit different. I want you to plant your left hand left, right hand on your hip, and lift your right leg up. Bend your knee, and then pull your big toe back. Lift your collarbones, lift your chin away from your chest. And then straighten your leg and step out. Now, let's reach up and over. And the purpose was to release that hip flexor before we went into the right hip. That was really, hopefully, just to prevent a cramp. And there's no guarantees of that, right? Release. Right knee down. Step onto left foot. And plant your right hand to your right. Lift your left leg up and point your big toe. Bend your knee. And then draw your knee back to where you can't see it, even if you look to your left. Draw your big toe back. And left hand on your hip, lift your chin. Draw your heart. You're trying to get the back of your head to touch your big toe. And you probably release. Will have much better results than me. I don't know. Left hand on your left thigh, right hand to the sky. Slide your left hand down. So that was a lot of stability work, a lot of hip work, a lot of glute work. In a relatively short period of time, you can release. Go ahead and step left knee down and turn to your left 90 degrees. So our knees are on the center of the mat, and we're standing on our knees. Point your big toes behind you. And reach forward, flip your palms, pull your groin back. So your hands go forward, your groin goes back, and then you lift your hands and look up and lean back. Press down into the top of your feet, but keep your groin pulled back. Don't let your groin thrust forward. Hold it back. And release. Plant your hands, slide the knees a little bit further forward, separate your heels, pull your calf muscles out from underneath your hamstrings. Take a seat. If your butt doesn't come to your yoga mat, grab your yoga block and slide it under your butt in any orientation. So even as I go to the side, you can see if your knees are really kind of rough, you might need to sit on the smallest edge of the block. And that's totally okay. And if you're that high up on the block, you could just place your hands on your feet and lean back. And maybe you were not on a block, and you can lean back and place your hands on the floor. This compression in your knees, this compression in your ankles is a wonderful and necessary thing. Compression in your joint squeezes the synovial fluid out of the joint. It's like squeezing dirty water out of a sponge. If you can come onto your elbows to get more compression, in the ankles and the knees, go for that. It also releases your hip flexors. If you can come onto your shoulder blades, don't let me stop you. But if you do recline all the way onto your back, don't let your butt thrust into the air. Don't squeeze your butt. Relax your glute and pull your groin to the floor with your low back. And your knees don't have to touch. But if your knees feel like left to their own devices, they'll slide further apart. Pull them in a centimeter, just so that you engage those adductors and inner thighs. Take a couple of deep breaths, just lie here and relax. I need a moment, you guys, to examine some life choices. Biggest one being, I wish that I had started yoga long before I did. Slowly release. Rise up. But I like to think of yoga as a maintenance program. It's not necessarily for spirituality or clarity, although I get those things. Let's send the left foot out. Actually, turn to the right. And let's go back to here. Yay! I like to sit facing this camera. This feels a little bit like my Mr. Rogers moment. And then plant your right foot. Why did he always wear different shoes at home? I don't get it. Capture your right knee on the inside of your elbow. Seated twist. Nothing fancy, you know what we're up to. Lift your heart. Place your Spider-Man hand. This is a Spider-Man hand, fingertips only. Slide it back, push into your fingertips, leave 5 good fingerprints on the floor. Lift your heart, tighten your belly, and turn your chest to the right. While you're turning your chest to the right, try to anti-rotate at the hips. That means try to slide your left butt cheek back. Release. We're going to slide the right foot back into the right so that we can place our right knee on the floor right next to the left foot. And then walk the hands to the left. I'm going to come back to this camera on the short side so you can see that I'm planting my left hand. My right hand goes to my ribs. If my hand went higher, I could do that childish fart thing with your armpit. My hand is here holding my serratus, and I'm just pushing my left hand into the floor and turning my head to the left, while my right hand is trying to pull my left ribs to the front of my body. Release. Let's switch it out. Now we're going to plant the left foot and thread the right foot through. Step the left foot back, capture the knee on the inside of the elbow, the ditch. That's what a tattoo artist would call the inside. But it's where blood is drawn from your arm. And squeeze, and then lift your heart up. Spider-Man hand, only your fingertips on the floor. Slide back, lift your heart, tighten your belly, and turn to your left. And while you're turning to your left, try to slide your right butt cheek back. It's the strangest thing, the way the mechanics of the body work, but anti-rotation improves rotation. Release. And now we're going to take left foot and slide it back and place the left foot on the bottom, or the left knee on the bottom of the right foot. The hands are going to walk to the right. And I've got my right hand pushing into the floor. I can take my left hand off of the floor and place it on my serratus. That's about midway between your armpit and your hip. And as I try to push into the floor, to literally push my body away from the ground with the right hand, I turn to the right, and then I try to pull my right ribs to the front of my chest. Release. It's that special time, guys, where you can sit in Sukhasana, meditation position. That's this. Or you can lie down on your back. In Shavasana, that would be your legs straight, arms resting at your sides, palms up. Now, a more therapeutic version, if you've got a lot of difficulty or pain in your low back or your hips, is to step your feet back and step your feet wide and let your knees fall against each other. Now, if you need more opening in the shoulder, then reach the hands away from the heart 90 degrees, or maybe even bend your elbows so your arms are in a goalpost, or even lift the elbows and place the hands above the head, or even lift the head and place the hands under, like you were just looking up at a starry night, looking for a falling star. So choose the restful position that's right for you. I'm going to come back into Sukhasana. And if you're in a seated position, rest your palms on your knees. Everybody just close your eyes. And right away, send that heart to Gratitude Town and be the mayor of Gratitude Town. And while you're breathing, count your blessings. I was thinking about all of the things that are going right with the quarantine, with the coronavirus, because it feels like a world in havoc, right? It feels like everything's going wrong. Until you just get a wild hair up your butt and you go for a drive and there's no traffic anywhere. That's kind of cool. Now, I wouldn't trade it for all that sickness and death, but I'm just saying there's always little blessings. And we have more time at home. I have much more time with my daughter because she's not in school. There's some food in the fridge, and the heat is still on. So despite the challenges, good things are happening. Reflect on that. Thank you guys for practicing. If you're enjoying these classes, it would really mean the world to me if you left a like or a comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm recognize that this content is valuable and it's viewed, and it'll share it with more people. You can always share it on social media too. That would help me out a ton. If you feel strongly about it and you want to support these live yoga classes, you can do that on Patreon or with the Cash App or with Venmo. Thank you guys for practicing with me today. Bless you. Namaste.